Hi everybody. If you are not making progress towards your goals, watch this video. We're going to talk about the four ways in which you can make this entire discussion a little practical. I'll tell you where I'm coming from. Every time we conduct a training program, goal setting is usually one of the action planning modules that we do at the end of the module. And we've had cases where, we've been running these programs for the last more than 20 years now. And sometimes a few years later, I bump into one of the trainees who has gone through a program from my side. And after a few minutes of conversation, the guy says, "You know what, sir? I remember this goal setting module that you had done. And all that is fine. It sounds very good in theory, but it doesn't work in practice." I'm here to tell you it does work in practice, provided you know how to make it work, right? And we make generally about four mistakes in this entire piece. Goal setting, the idea, everybody knows how to set goals. There's no rocket science over there. But how do you bring them in a practical way into your day-to-day life is the problem. When you ask people, what are your goals in life? Oh, perfect answers you will give. I want to be a vice president by the age of 35. I want to be CEO by the age of 40. I want to have millions of dollars. I want to buy a BMW. The goals are very clear. What actions are you taking? Very little actions get taken. So this video is about how do you bring these conceptual discussions of goal setting, these dreams, into practical day-to-day reality. I'm going to cover 2 points in this entire video. First, I'm going to explain the concept. Second, I'm going to share my own examples of how I made this, applied this in my day-to-day life, in the way I'm running my work and my two startups right now. Right? Okay, quick introduction. My name is Maneesh Konkar. On this channel, we create content on all the stuff that we have been doing corporate training about for the last more than 20 years. I'm an MBA from IIM Bangalore, class of 95. I joined ITC from campus, spent a wonderful 2 years over there, and then started off as a corporate trainer. We've done a lot of work with hundreds and thousands of people in the areas of sales, digital marketing, consumer marketing, and leadership and negotiations. That is the content that you see on this page. And all in all, we also got some e-learning courses, some superb courses in sales and marketing. All the links are there down below. And yeah, let's begin. We also run a digital marketing agency. Okay, so all this content in a very practical manner is what comes to you. All right, let's begin. So the first point that we're talking about is, what is the number one problem that people have? Too many goals. I'll tell you where I'm coming from. So I COVID was actually very good for us. Okay, touch wood. My background is that way back in 2008, I was a corporate trainer. I was also running my catering business. I was running a hospitality business. We were doing airline ticketing. We were running too many things. And 2008 is when the recession happened. Whole thing collapsed, and we ended up in a little bit of a debt. So what happened was, this time when COVID struck, and that's the second time we've seen up and down in business, we were very clear that we will scale down and focus only on important things. Now, what we did was we created three new business models. So my bread and butter is corporate training, which I just indicated. That keeps me occupied for about 8 to 10 days in a month. The second thing that I do is I sell online courses. The links are there. So we have courses which are free courses, and we also have paid courses which are about 10 to 20 hours of duration. I also run a digital marketing agency, and we also create e-learning content. Now, when I describe this to everybody, people will say, "Oh my God, you're doing so many things." The reality was that I had a lot of these business models that got developed, but very little action was happening on all of them. We had seeded all of these things. The call that I took about 4 months back was, we said, let's postpone the custom e-learning piece a little bit. Let's focus on the digital agency in the year 2025. What happened was that the minute you removed this distraction and focused on the two things, we decided that bread and butter corporate training will take up about 50 to 60% of my time. The digital agency will take up about 30% of my time. 20% of the time will be focused on creating e-learning videos on YouTube. And we were putting up literally three pieces of content on YouTube every day. We brought it down to one piece of content, one reel a day. And what happened was that the quality of the content improved, the quality of the engagement improved. We could pay more attention to digital marketing, and all the three businesses are now growing simultaneously. All right, this is the first point that I want to share with you. You can't have What I would suggest is, as a salaried employee, have one professional goal and one personal goal. Now, in our goal setting modules, what all do we talk about? We talk about multiple ways in which you should have goals. So you should have career goals, you should have finance goals. What is a career goal? I'll be a vice president by the age of 35. What's it could also be in the form of I am managing a team of 5 people right now. I will manage a team of 25 people. I contribute 10 crores to the organization's sales. I would like to take it to 50 crores. I am handling 10 products of the company right now. I want to handle an additional 25 products. I'm handling a particular geographical area. I want to handle a wider geographical area. So these are career goals. Career goals can happen, but finance may not grow. So I am earning X lakhs per month. I want to take it to X plus delta lakhs. That's a finance goal. Another finance goal can be in the form of a saving. So a saving goal can be I have 8 lakhs in mutual funds right now. I would like to take it to 20 lakhs of savings in mutual funds right now. This could be fixed deposits. This could be anything. This could be gold, whatever your this thing is. Not recommending mutual funds. But in some of our other finance videos, we do talk about how you should save more money. So career goals हो गया, finance goals हो गया. Now we also talk about sports or physical fitness goals. We talk about relationship goals. We talk about spirituality goals. So physical fitness goals is that I will run the half marathon by a particular time. Spirituality, or let's say self-realization goals, can be that, let's say, I will do a landmark forum. I will go to a Swami, Sadhguru's class. Okay, maybe spend 7 days in Rishikesh. These are the kind of goals that we are talking about. Okay, and we're talking about relationship goals, which is goals for family, goals for your relationship with your wife, your relationship with your children. Now, what we're recommending is you can't have too many of these. So the first big mistake that people make is that you can't have too many of these goals. What we did, slashed out the startup. We said, out of the 3 startups that we've created, let's just focus on one of them right now, which is the digital agency. The YouTube video takes up about a day and a half of my time right now, videos like these, and it links into the stock market investing piece also that we do. So point number one is reduce the number of goals, focus. That's the idea. If you take a magnifying glass and put it in the and shine the sun's rays on to a piece of paper, the paper will burn. That's the power of focus. The same sunlight does nothing to us when we are standing in it. All right, so that's point number one. Point number two is a long-term goal is meaningless unless it is converted into a short-term activity target. So let's say a long-term goal can be I want to get my next promotion in the next 2 years. All right. I'm an area manager right now. I want to become a regional manager. I am a individual contributor in a role right now. I want to become a manager. To become a manager, what are the skills that are required? I need to know presentation skills. I need to know people management skills. I need to develop analytical skills. How do I develop analytical skills? I need to do a course on Power BI. How do I need to get into demand creation for my area. So I need to understand digital marketing. I need to understand a little bit more about how to analyze org and Nielsen data which comes about my FMCG system. So I need to do courses, I need to read books, I need to talk to people, build my skills. Short-term activities is you convert the long-term goal into a weekly activity target. What does a weekly activity target look like? Every day I will read half an hour of a 20-hour course. That's how a weekly target is. Break down a bigger, huge goal into a series of short-term activities. A fitness goal like I will reduce 10 kilos in weight now becomes a daily or a weekly activity target that I will run 20 kilometers every week, which translates to maybe 5 or 6 kilometers every alternate day. Right now, this is how you convert the second point, which is convert a long-term goal into a short-term activity goal. A lot of people just don't do that. So the long-term goal is like a dream, it's like a wish. Short-term goal is now a very specific activity plan. Right now, point number three. When the point is, how do you now bring this into your daily calendar? Now, here's the example. Um, There was a professor who was taking a session on time management, and he did this activity in front of the class, and I'm going to describe that activity to you, and let's see how it goes. And he took a big container, and he took a few rocks and put them into the container, and three or four rocks, and the rocks were coming out of the container, and he asked the entire class, what is the container full? Everybody said, yeah, yeah, the container is full. Then what he took is he took a sack of small pebbles, and he poured the pebbles into the container, and the pebbles found their way around the big rock. And and a lot of those pebbles, almost half of the sack of pebbles, got filled into the container. Again, he asked the class this question: is the container full? And now the class got on to the act and said, no, 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 it's not 100% full. And then he took a sack of sand, and he poured that sand into the container, and the sand found its way around the large rocks and the pebbles, and now the container was packed. Right? Now, what is this container? This container is your 24-hour workday. What are big rocks, pebbles, and sand? These are the activities that you do in terms of importance of these activities. Now, what most people do every day is they are mostly focused on sand and pebbles. For example, see what happens. Every day in the morning, you come into the office, you open your laptop, you do a send receive, and after that, the circus starts. You got mails from your boss, you got mails from your customer, you got mails from your dealers, you got mails from finance, you got everybody screaming at you for your time. How do you prioritize? That is the main thing. So, prioritization is a function of doing the most important thing first. What we have to do is schedule the big rocks into the calendar first. What most people do is that they schedule the sand first. They schedule then in fact, they don't even schedule. They just start doing the sand first. Why? Why? And how does this happen? Is you look at that to-do list and you find that, oh, there are 25 mails that need your attention. Which is the simplest mail that I can work on? They start working on the simple stuff. Then they go on to the pebbles. They go on to the noisy ones. Sometimes the boss is yelling. They go and address that. And then by the time you've done with the sand and the pebbles, the important stuff is still pending. So what needs to be done is we decided goals in the previous 2 points. The third point is you now schedule this goal into your calendar first. For example, if you got a fitness goal, you can't, it's difficult to do a fitness routine at the end of the day. I understand that some of you are doing it. I couldn't do it, and therefore I shifted to a morning routine. The minute I shifted to a morning routine, what happens? I wake up at 5:30, go for a run at about 6 o'clock. 6 to 7:30, I've signed up for a class on Juhu Beach, and Princeton, Miranda, I've signed up for that class. He helped me do my first half marathon a couple of months back. And what is happening is, by the time the world wakes up at 7:30, 8 o'clock, you have already done the most important activity, which is your physical fitness. When I start my work, I realize that to create YouTube content, my creative mind needs to be very strong. For example, if I have to create a video like this, I have to be high in energy. Now, I can't schedule a video shooting at the end of the day. I'm too tired and too low in energy to do that. So, the most important rock, the big rock for me, is doing those YouTube videos every 3 days or so in the morning session. Right? The most important thing has to be done first. What people are doing is they're scheduling the sand, they're scheduling the pebbles, and therefore the big rocks keep going unscheduled, and they don't even come into the calendar. So this is point number 3. Schedule your priorities into your calendar. That's how you make this whole goal setting piece more practical and implementable. All right. Point number 4 is now you link results to reward and punishment. Personal results, personal punishment. What do I mean by punishment? The punishment is that if you have decided that, let's say you were supposed to run 20 kilometers in a week, and you didn't run those 20 kilometers. If you enjoy having a drink on the weekend, or if you enjoy watching a movie on Netflix on over the weekend, or maybe every day, then the punishment is that you will not do that activity. Right? So what you're doing here is you are linking the discipline of a week to a weekend reward or punishment. If you have done a week of physical fitness, or let's say you were supposed to shoot 3 long form videos. I mean, at the rate at which we are going, we put up 3 long form videos, and 3 long form videos every week, one shorts, one reel every day. And if I don't do that, then the weekend is not for celebration. The way I would like to celebrate, I deny myself that activity. And that activity could be as simple as, let's say, having a cup of tea or coffee. So that weekend you will not have coffee, or let's say you like to have ice cream. You won't have ice cream at that time. Okay, this is the idea of linking results to reward and punishment. All right, so that's it. Okay, if you are not making progress towards your goals, these are the four things that you should be doing. If you reached till here, thanks a lot. I'm Maneesh Konkar. Follow our channel for a lot of content on success and career tips. And share this video with your colleagues. Follow the channel. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.